Well, it's another morning, and today I ended up staying at the side of the road here in Toftrees in State College. This is a nice spot because it's a fairly wooded-ish back path. Now, if you guys have been to State College, some of the older folks on the channel watching, you might remember, as I do, when Toftrees was a dead end in the middle of the woods. Yeah, not anymore. In the last 4 years, they've torn out a whole lot of the trees. They put up a ton more complexes here. But still, it is a good spot. You don't need any parking permits to park on the side of the road, and they give you a lot of margin up here to park. You can see here that I'm completely off of the road. The downside is Toftrees is very busy these days. So with Toftrees as busy as it is, I wouldn't sleep here if you're a light sleeper. I'm generally not, so it didn't bother me, but this is like a thoroughfare now. There's a lot of traffic. It did die down around midnight or so. There wasn't a ton of traffic, but starting around 5 a.m., there was a lot of traffic down here. But we're all ready to go, and we're going to go down to one of my favorite parks. We're going to do a tour of that one today. And it'll be a fun day. So we'll see you over there. Alright, so we made it to the park, and this is my scenery out my door, and I love this spot, particularly on cool sunny days, because right where I'm parking, the sun is coming at an angle opposite from the door, which means there's always shade right over my door. That's important because if you're parking with the sun coming in, even if it's not a particularly hot day, the sun will warm up your van. So I'm parking with the opposite wall against it. All the trees are on this side, and I have perfect sun hitting the solar panels. So right now we're drawing 40 watts at 11 amps, and it's only 9:30 in the morning, which means it's really too early for the solar panels to be at maximum efficiency, but they're completely filled up. What I will need to do is, you can see there is sun coming in on this backside here, which is going to cause some heat there, so we're going to block off these windows. And then I'm going to go ahead and make some coffee and get a little bit of reading done and then get some work done. After we're done with all that, we'll go ahead and take you through a tour through one of my favorite parks in town.
So welcome to Spring Creek Park. This is probably my favorite park set back down there in Happy Valley, just from the variety of different things to do, everything from fishing to playgrounds for a variety of ages and basketball courts, tennis courts, multiple different pavilions, and it's also the central hub of all the walking paths in town going up towards the mall, and all around there's just so many nice things to do. There's woods, there's big fields, there's multiple baseball diamonds here. I think there's like 3 different softball fields, maybe 4 different softball fields. Modern restrooms on the front, easy access to the water. It's not uncommon to come down here and see people fishing, other people coming on down with inner tubes floating on down the river here. Very nice benches. We can stop, sit, and think, looking over the streams and the creeks. A lot of different wildlife here, a lot of different plants here as well. This is also one of the central places I've written a lot of the books that I've written. Done a lot of editing and done a lot of pecking away at the keyboards here. Spent a lot of time here. In fact, right before building the van, this is the destination I would go every single Saturday for almost an entire summer. It's a big enough parking lot and a lot of people coming and going to mean that it's very safe. There's also some neighborhoods and houses nearby, making it very nice. But also really close to this is, I think it's called Melbrook Marsh, which is an awesome little marshy thing. We'll do in a separate video. But that the access for that is on the walking trails, only about a mile from here, maybe a little bit less. You can park your car here, go all the way up to the famous Slab Cabin Run to do some sledding in the wintertime, or in the summer, just walk on up to there. There's walking and biking trails that go all the way up into Bullsburg and then all the way down to the university. You can also catch the same trails, go to the front or the back of the marsh. So overall, Spring Creek Park is the place to come if you want to relax, you want to be foxy, I guess, and you just whatever you might want to do, you can find to do down here. Picnics and no camping or anything else like that. But between all the different walking trails, the outside events, the restrooms, the pavilions, this is one of the absolute gems in central Pennsylvania. I guess my only criticism is there's apparently some crazy people here, because in the last week I've actually had the police called twice, probably by the same person. In fact, one of the officers did say it was the same person because there's some suspicious guy in a van. Yeah, have fun with that. I'm not going to go anywhere else. I'll just keep on letting the cranklator call the cops until they finally get wise to her and say, "Excuse me, ma'am, would you shut up?" But anyway, other than that, this is one of my favorite parks in central Pennsylvania.
Well, I hope you enjoyed the park there. I'm going to, from here, record 2 different videos for 2 different channels, get those processed while we still have a lot of sunlight. And I need to get some other things done at somewhere I can find some internet as well, doing some research and such. So with that, we'll go ahead and wrap up this video right here for the day. Hope you enjoyed the park, and we'll be back soon with some more content.